Top 20 Personal Banker Interview Questions and Answers. The personal banker offers information about the services and products of a bank to clients. He or she also helps them in handling their accounts. Employers must assess certain areas in a personal banker interview to ascertain whether you are up to the task. Take a look at the following 20 questions. 1. Why are you interested in this role? This is one of the most basic questions in interviews. The interviewer must always uncover your motive and ascertain whether it is in line with the job. Sample answer. I am passionate about banking. I believe that this position will help me pursue my interest further and at a higher level. I also believe that I have all it takes to help this bank maintain or exceed its current standards. 2. What are the roles of a personal banker? You must have gone through the job description and seen what this job requires of you. Sample answer. The personal banker recommends and explains banking services and products to different clients based on their needs. He or she manages the bank accounts of the said clients and presents services and products to prospects. 3. What are the qualities that a personal banker should have to be effective? You should know what it takes to be an effective personal banker. This will dictate whether you are fit for the job or not. Sample answer. The personal banker should have excellent communication skills owing to the nature of the job. He or she should be patient and persuasive. Lastly, a personal banker should have a working knowledge of different software. 4. What major challenges did you face during your last roles, and how did you handle them? This question aims to determine whether you are a problem solver or not. The way you deal with challenges speaks a lot about you as a person. Sample answer. I worked in a neighborhood where a majority of the people were uneducated. Therefore, I had a really hard time getting across to them. However, I handled them patiently and asked lots of questions, ensuring they understood what I was putting across. 5. Describe your daily routine as a personal banker. There are certain activities that you will do day in, day out in your place of work. Sample answer. I report to work quite early and settle on my desk. Customers start streaming in with different requests. I help them open new checking and savings accounts and customize them to fit their needs. 6. Describe briefly about your experience. You must be wondering why the interviewer wants to know about your experience when sufficiently covered in the CV. However, this question is assessing a different thing altogether. Sample answer. I first interned at Heritage Bank, where I learned a lot about account opening and communication formalities. I then worked at National Bank as a personal officer in charge of account openings and customization. Here, I learned how to deal with different clients, which has seen me flourish in my career. 7. What kind of strategies and mindset is needed for this role? You cannot flourish as a personal banker without the right strategy and mindset. The interviewer would like to know whether you understand what the job needs. Sample answer. The personal banker needs to be result-oriented. This will help him or her meet the bank's targets. He or she should also come up with a strategy that will ensure maximum customer satisfaction. 8. What is the biggest challenge that you foresee in this job? The interviewer expects that you must have gone through the institution's operations and discovered some of the areas that may prove challenging. Sample answer. I have gone through this institution's operations and haven't seen any uncommon challenges that I haven't overcome in my years of work. I believe that all the present challenges can be overcome when we work together. 9. How do you stay motivated at work? Waking up every day to the same job can be boring. You must have a source of motivation, or you may give up along the way. The interview must, therefore, ascertain what keeps you going. Sample answer. I love meeting targets and deadlines. I feel the urge to work harder so that I exceed my targets and meet my deadlines early. These two reasons have seen me loving my work since I meet my targets all the time. 10. Describe a time you failed in this role and the lesson you learned. We all fail at one point in our lives. However, the lesson we learn from these experiences shapes us into better people. Sample answer. At one point in my career, when dealing with a simple customer, I failed to ask enough questions to ascertain that he had understood me. It turned out that he had not understood what we talked about and ended messing up. This experience taught me to always ask as many questions as possible when dealing with such customers, even if they keep assuring me that they have understood. 11. Tell us about your cash handling experience. Do you have a particular incident that you think is worth sharing? Depending on your answer, the interviewer will know whether you are trustworthy or not. Therefore, answer it correctly. Sample answer. I am always very careful when handling cash. I always ensure that everything is done and entered correctly. The co-worker once realized that he was short of $500 at the end of his shift, which made him stressed. I dedicated my time after the closure of the bank and helped him locate the cash, which we discovered had been accidentally placed in his drawer. 12. In your own opinion, which is the best way of assessing a client's needs? Even though this question looks easy, it is quite tricky. Here, the interviewer wants to know how you confer with a client. Sample answer. I believe that the best way of assessing a client's needs is by communicating with them. This gives a banker an easy time determining what the client is looking for in terms of financial services. 13. What are some of the retailing bank accounts that you are familiar with? One can ask this question for both entry-level and experienced positions. The interviewer is simply trying to ascertain your knowledge. Sample answer. I have vast experience in handling checking and savings accounts. I have also worked on certificates of deposits and consumer loans and mortgages. Given that I have worked in various institutions and positions, I can handle any accounts. 14. Did you have any relevant experience before applying for this position? This question is mostly asked in entry-level interviews. Interviewers understand that beginners are usually fresh from college or internships and do not have enough experience. Sample answer. I interned at the Bank of India or America, where I learned a lot about customer services related to banking. I also learned about general account opening and protocols followed when giving clients information. 15. Why did you choose our institution? Several banking institutions have openings year in year out. Therefore, this is a valid question. Sample answer. Your institution is special due to your core values and visions that it is adhered to. Also, your bank has a really high customer satisfaction rate, which I love. 16. How would you entice a client to take a given bank product? The interviewer has given you a chance to show that you understand banking products' features and your convincing skills. Sample answer. I will mainly dwell on the benefits that the client stands to gain upon purchasing the product while using the right terminology to describe it. I will ensure that these benefits reflect the customer's needs and desires. 17. How would you handle a simple customer? As a banker, you should always be prepared for all types of clients. You have to accept that certain clients are not clever and some are not nice. Here, the interviewer is assessing your customer handling skills. Sample answer. I have no problem talking with angry people or those who cannot understand simple instructions. I will use simple language while dealing with simple customers and ask them many questions to ensure that they have understood instructions. 18. Why did you choose to become a personal banker? We all have our reasons for pursuing the fields we are in. This may be a simple question, but it can be catastrophic if not answered correctly. Sample answer. I have always had a huge passion for finance-related subjects. Therefore, I decided to pursue this field because I believed that I'd make a good accountant and I'd enjoy doing my job. I wanted to bring value to my workplace, which I have done over the years. 19. In your opinion, what do you think makes a good personal banker? This is an open question that should be easy to answer. Do not fret. Sample answer. A good personal banker should reach or exceed his or her sales target each month and maintain an outstanding level of customer satisfaction. 20. What is the difference between a credit and a debit card? You should expect a few technical questions when attending a personal banker interview. This will help the interviewer understand whether you are financially literate and can use the right terminology for financial products. Sample answer. The biggest difference between a debit and a credit card is where they pull the money. A debit card takes the money from your banking account, whereas a credit card adds it to your credit line. Conclusion. These top 20 personal banker interview questions and answers should help you land a job in your next interview. Good luck. We hope you enjoyed our video. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon as well. See you soon.